Okay, guys, this is a part called Questions from Zoomers. And now that we're entering 2022, we don't have questions from readers, we have questions from Zoomers. There are very important questions that Jehovah's Witnesses need to hear the governing body answer. The governing body needs to address very important questions that pertain to their daily lives and also their faith. And we listed a couple of them here, and I'm going to start with number one. As you know, I've been harping on this subject. In view of current events, in view of everything that is happening and information that is coming out and being revealed, does Jehovah's organization here on earth plan to remove the words New World from their Bible? Does the governing body still believe that New World should still be on the front cover of their Bible in view of current events? Another question. Has Jehovah directed his organization here on earth to take or not to take the vaccine? And if Jehovah has directed his people to take the vaccine, which one should they take? So it would make sense because there are people talking about the safety of the vaccine, that they're safe. But is there one safer? So surely Jehovah would want his people to take the Johnson and Johnson or the Moderna or the Pfizer or a different one. Does Jehovah have a preference as to which vaccine they should take? Does Jehovah view it necessary to take both shots of the vaccine and any additional booster shots so his people and organization on earth can be protected? So will Jehovah protect his people with just one shot, two, three? And if there's any Jehovah's Witnesses in Israel, I believe they're on shot number 4 or 5. Should they take those shots as well? What does Jehovah have to say about this? Now, another question is, has Jehovah shed new light to his organization here on earth as to whether the vaccines actually contain aborted human baby DNA? Has Jehovah spoken about this? Is there any light, any research that his organization has done to confirm that it does or confirm that it doesn't? In other words, will Jehovah fact check this and give new light to his faithful slave class or his faithful slave organization or the John class here on earth? Does the vaccine contain aborted human baby DNA? I don't know. I'm not Jehovah. I don't know. Will Jehovah fact check this? It's a very important question. Has Jehovah fact checked this? Anthony Morris recently ridiculed a JW who asked him what his thoughts were on prepping. There was a video, and Anthony Morris was mocking a publisher who was asking this question. Given the global current events and supply chain breakdown, has Jehovah shed any new light on whether Jehovah's people should be prepping? Should kingdom halls be a place where local Jehovah's Witnesses can prepare and store food? Like prepare, like canning foods. Can unused kingdom hall properties be used as community gardens to provide food to Jehovah's people in the event of a continued supply chain disruption? So, if the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses is also supposed to provide spiritual food, can unused kingdom hall properties be used as community gardens to provide literal food to Jehovah's people in the event of a continued supply chain disruption? Given the unprecedented deficit spending by all the governments around the world, the unprecedented deficit spending, has Jehovah's organization here on earth been given any new light as to whether Jehovah's people should purchase and hold physical gold and silver to protect their families? Has the governing body purchased any amounts of gold and silver to prepare itself of a monetary collapse with the funds received by the sale of local kingdom halls? Has Jehovah shed any new light on spike proteins? And has he directed his organization here on earth to protect themselves from the effects of spike proteins? Or has Jehovah fact checked as to whether spike proteins actually exist? What is Jehovah's view on unemployment compensation? And how long should a Jehovah's Witness be on unemployment? Do Jehovah's Witnesses not attend meetings at the Kingdom Hall because the vaccinated will shed on the unvaccinated? Is that why Jehovah's Witnesses are not going to the Kingdom Hall? So the vaccinated will not shed on the unvaccinated? Or vice versa, the unvaccinated will shed on the vaccinated? Is that why there's no attendance at the Kingdom Hall? Another question is, it has been over 1 year that the governing body member Stephen Lett announced that we are living in the final part of the last days, undoubtedly the final part of the final part of the last days.
That we're living in the final part of the last days, undoubtedly the final part of the final part of the last days, shortly before the last day of the last days.
Since when do days turn into years? That's the question. Since when do days turn into years? Did Stephen Lett put words in Jehovah's mouth? And if he did, why is that? Now, if the Kingdom Halls open again, will they only be open for the vaccinated? Or will Jehovah's organization on earth not discriminate between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated? We notice that there were no unvaccinated witnesses in the annual meeting. Should we expect the same in the Kingdom Hall? That no unvaccinated person will attend the Kingdom Hall, just like no unvaccinated person was at the annual meeting? Will Jehovah discriminate? So these are just a few questions, and if you have any more questions that you think the governing body should answer, questions from Zoomers, please feel free to put them down in the comments below. And if you're a Jehovah's Witness and you happen to know the answers to any of these questions, we sure would like to know. Thank you very much, and this has been an edition of Questions from Zoomers.